Ranch Life YouTube channel. Today, hopefully we're going to be putting springs on a 1992 Dodge Cummins, or first generation, some people refer to them as. So we're going to be putting springs, more springs under them, under the back. So it's got a little bit of a slope at the moment. The front is lower than the back. That's just the way it comes stock, I guess. Probably because when you get a load on it, it would level it. So I'm planning to put more springs under there. I'm not sure how many yet. We're just gonna see when we get there, or get started, I should say. So we're gonna pull that into the shop, drop the axle on one side, and see how many springs or what we're gonna do there, and we'll keep you guys posted as we go.
Alright, so due to the more springs and we want less of a lift on the back end, we're putting a block in there. So what we're going to do, this is the old block we took out. So if you guys can see that, that's 6-inch tall block. This would be for the stop on the frame. The stops are no longer there, so that doesn't matter. So really we're just trying to come out with a block that's got a hole to dissolve the bolt head in and has a peg on the bottom to mount, if you can see that, the little peg, to go into the frame of the axle on the bottom side, so then it all holds together when you put the U-bolts on. So Justice came up with the idea, with some help of our friend Toby and myself, to get 1.25 inch thick blocks of steel. We welded 2 of those together. As you can see, we got that pretty much done. And then we had to weld a peg on the bottom and grind it smooth. And then we had to, of course, take it to the drill press and drill a hole in at the top to dissolve the bolt top. So with that said, we're going to get to the bottom of the frame where Justice is going to kind of explain some things.
Alright, so here's the springs that were originally in here. You can see the dusty ones. So we added 3, which you can see is raising it quite a bit. And then we had to get a new center spring bolt. It twists off. That's pretty common. And then we also bought new U-bolts, because the old one, which I do not have an old one at handy, but excuse me, the threads got hurt and they was rusty, and we had to heat them to take them off. So excuse me, we just went back with new. So that ought to be good. And then we put one of these blocks in here to get it the right off the axle. So we should get this bolted all back together, and we should be in good shape.
And that bolt hole, or the bolt head that we need to make dissolve into that block hole, is right there. If you can see that, kind of makes it all dissolve. So just something you need to do if you're planning on lowering it enough to get it leveled, because a personal preference, we don't like a truck that's got the back end stuck up a lot higher than the front end. We like a truck that's leveled, and without going to a bunch of extreme work, the best way to do that is to lower the back with the block with more springs, so you can still have the tow capacity. You just have a truck sitting a little bit lower in the back.
So now we're gonna jack up the axle and bolt this together, and we'll keep you all updated.
Alright, y'all, so we got done with one side, and we were going to show you all the difference on height. So there's from the ground up to the bar is about 37.5 to 37.75. Now let's run to the other side and see what it would have been before we started all this. So, and when it's lower, it's going to have more springs, and it's going to be lowered a little bit. So now that we're down to the ground again, and we're now at 40.5. So we have lowered it 3 inches and put more springs under it. 3 more springs to be exact. Wait, I'll be fast forwarding so.
This looks wrong. You guys are working on my truck.
Yeah. So for everyone watching this, we've been rotating turns between the 2, or the 4 U-bolts, I guess, 2 on each side, undoing the nuts. This is a very painstaking job.
And it's not even our truck.
And it's not even our truck. We're being slaves at this point. Unpaid slaves. We're really stupid at this, you know what? But, yeah, we're getting it done here. It's a 15/16 nut. We're using 1-inch sockets and swing handles. The reason for that being, we need big stuff to put pipes on and to make it work. So we've got 3 out of 4 of them off. Justice is videoing because he just got done taking a turn undoing one of these nuts. So, yeah, It's going. We're just on the second side here.
Alright guys, so as you guys saw, we got the springs under there. We actually added 3. I know we talked and put a tape on it for you guys, a tape measure, but we actually leveled it. So now the truck, when it has nothing on it, on the bed, or no weight, the truck is level. So I like level vehicles. Nothing against sloped vehicles, not as long as it's not too drastically. But I leveled mine. That's just kind of where I like it. So put 3 springs on each side, got it level. I actually used it a little bit. It did not mash as near as much as the previous springs did. So that was my goal, to get more springs under there to put more weight on the back without bending the springs quite as hard. So goals were met. Happy I got it done. Um, give credit to my brother and my friend Toby. They helped a bunch. So thank you guys for helping. Hopefully you guys have an awesome day. If you would like, comment, if you guys subscribe, any comments, if you guys have any questions, we'll be happy to answer them. If not, have an awesome day.